The Ottoman Empire, which lasted for over 600 years, remains one of the most influential and powerful empires in history. It spanned across 3 continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa, shaping global politics, culture, and economics for centuries. Its rise to power was marked by strategic military conquests, skilled leadership, and an ability to adapt to changing circumstances. However, despite its successes, the empire eventually fell due to internal strife, external pressures, and a failure to modernize in the face of a changing world. The history of the Ottoman Empire is one of triumph, conflict, innovation, and decline, making it a pivotal chapter in world history. 1. The origins of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire traces its origins back to the late 13th century. The empire was founded by Osman I, a leader of a small Turkish principality in Anatolia, modern-day Turkey. Osman's clan, the Oghuz Turks, had migrated into Anatolia following the Seljuk Empire's decline after the Mongol invasions. In 1299, Osman declared independence from the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum and established a dynasty that would rule for over 6 centuries. Osman's early conquests laid the groundwork for the empire's expansion. His descendants, particularly Orhan I and Murad I, continued to build on this momentum, expanding the principality into a regional power. By the 14th century, the Ottomans had captured significant territory in Anatolia and the Balkans, laying the foundation for what would become an empire. The Ottomans were able to successfully expand their territory because of their military prowess, innovative strategies, and the use of gunpowder, which gave them a technological advantage over many of their rivals. Their elite military corps, known as the Janissaries, were composed of Christian boys who were taken from their homes, converted to Islam, and trained as soldiers. The Janissaries became a powerful force in the empire and played a crucial role in its expansion. 2. The expansion of the Ottoman Empire. The 15th century saw the rise of the Ottoman Empire as one of the most formidable powers in Europe and the Middle East. Under the leadership of Mehmed II, also known as Mehmed the Conqueror, the Ottomans achieved their greatest triumph, the conquest of Constantinople in 1453. This victory marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, a power that had dominated the eastern Mediterranean for over 1,000 years. The fall of Constantinople also solidified the Ottomans' position as the preeminent power in the region. Following the conquest of Constantinople, Mehmed II turned his attention to expanding the empire further. The Ottomans extended their reach into the Balkans, defeating Hungarian, Serbian, and Albanian forces, and also established a strong foothold in the Middle East, conquering much of present-day Iraq and Syria. By the 16th century, the Ottomans had become a global power, controlling vast territories in Europe, Asia, and Africa. Suleiman the Magnificent, one of the most famous Ottoman sultans, came to the throne in 1520. Under his rule, the empire reached its height, both in terms of territorial expansion and cultural development. Suleiman was a skilled military leader and diplomat, overseeing the conquest of significant territories such as Hungary, parts of Austria, and the Arabian Peninsula. His reign also saw the consolidation of Ottoman power in North Africa and the Eastern Mediterranean. Suleiman's success on the battlefield was matched by his patronage of the arts, literature, and architecture. He fostered a golden age of Ottoman culture, which saw the construction of stunning mosques, such as the Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul, and the flourishing of Ottoman literature, music, and calligraphy. The empire became a center of learning and culture, attracting scholars, artists, and merchants from all over the world. 3. The decline of the Ottoman Empire. Despite its successes, the Ottoman Empire faced significant challenges in the 17th and 18th centuries. The empire's vast size made it difficult to govern effectively, and internal divisions began to emerge. Corruption within the government, military inefficiency, and the weakening of the Janissaries all contributed to the decline of the empire. The rise of European powers such as France, Britain, and the Netherlands also posed a significant challenge to Ottoman dominance. These nations began to assert themselves in global trade and diplomacy, gradually eroding the Ottoman Empire's influence. The Ottoman Empire was unable to keep pace with the technological advancements and economic growth occurring in Europe, and by the 18th century, it had become known as the sick man of Europe. The empire's military was also struggling. The Ottomans failed to adapt to modern warfare techniques, and their once feared Janissary corps became ineffective and corrupt. In addition, the empire's reliance on traditional methods of warfare, such as the use of cavalry, was becoming less effective as European powers adopted new tactics and technologies. As a result, the Ottomans suffered a series of defeats in wars with European powers, losing territories in the Balkans, North Africa, and the Middle East. Internally, the empire faced a growing problem of nationalism among its various ethnic and religious groups. The Greeks, Armenians, Arabs, and other minorities within the empire began to seek independence, inspired by the nationalist movements sweeping across Europe. This led to a series of uprisings and revolts throughout the empire, further weakening its hold on its territories. 4. The modernization attempts and the Tanzimat period. In the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire attempted to modernize in response to the growing pressures it faced. The Tanzimat period, 1839 to 1876, marked a series of reforms aimed at restructuring the empire and modernizing its institutions. These reforms included the adoption of new laws, the creation of a modern army, and the establishment of a more centralized bureaucracy. Sultans like Mahmud II and Abdulmecid I sought to modernize the military and administrative structures of the empire. However, their efforts were hampered by resistance from conservative elements within Ottoman society, including the Janissaries, who saw their power diminished by the reforms. The Tanzimat period also failed to address the empire's most pressing issues: its financial instability, the growing ethnic tensions, and the continued loss of territory to European powers. The Ottomans also sought to strengthen their position by aligning with European powers, most notably during the Crimean War, 1853 to 1856, where the empire allied with Britain, France, and Sardinia against Russia. The war was a temporary success for the Ottomans, but it did not significantly alter the course of the empire's decline. 5. The final decline and the fall of the Ottoman Empire. By the early 20th century, the Ottoman Empire was in a state of near collapse. It had lost much of its territory in Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. The empire's inability to modernize and keep pace with the rapidly changing world was evident, and it was increasingly seen as a dying empire. The Balkan Wars, 1912–1913, were a devastating blow to the Ottomans, who lost nearly all of their European territories. The empire's involvement in World War I further exacerbated its problems. The Ottomans entered the war on the side of the Central Powers, hoping to regain lost territory and protect their remaining holdings. However, the war ended in defeat, and the empire was dismembered by the victorious Allied powers. The Treaty of Sèvres, signed in 1920, dismantled the Ottoman Empire, ceding much of its territory to European powers and recognizing the independence of various ethnic groups within the empire. In 1923, the Turkish War of Independence, led by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, culminated in the establishment of the Republic of Turkey and the formal abolition of the Ottoman monarchy. 6. The legacy of the Ottoman Empire. Although the Ottoman Empire came to an end in the early 20th century, its legacy continues to shape the world today. The cultural, architectural, and political influence of the empire can be seen across the Middle East, the Balkans, and North Africa. The Ottoman system of government, particularly its religious tolerance and millet system, had a lasting impact on the way various ethnic and religious groups interacted within the empire. Furthermore, the collapse of the Ottoman Empire played a key role in shaping the modern Middle East. The creation of new nation-states in the region, often drawn along artificial borders, set the stage for many of the conflicts and political challenges that continue to affect the area today. In Turkey, Ataturk's reforms sought to transform the country into a modern, secular nation-state, but the echoes of the Ottoman past are still present in Turkish society and politics. The Ottoman legacy is a source of pride for many, but it is also a reminder of the empire's eventual decline and fall. Conclusion: the rise and fall of the Ottoman Empire is a story of triumph and tragedy, of an empire that reached unparalleled heights of power and influence but ultimately succumbed to internal and external pressures. Its story is a testament to the complexities of empire building, the challenges of maintaining power over a vast and diverse territory, and the dangers of failing to adapt to a rapidly changing world. The Ottoman Empire may have fallen, but its influence endures in the cultural, political, and historical fabric of the modern world.